Hello, Professor. We're Team 9, and the company we chose today is Target. My name is Reed Woolworth. But also on Team 9, we have Chelsea Boom, Jonah Austin, Howie Wong, and Robbie Arnett. Our presentation outline. My name is Reed. I'll be doing slides 1 through 3, as well as slides 14 and 15. My friend Jonah, who will be speaking right after me, he will be doing slides 4 and 5. Chelsea, after Jonah, will be doing slides 6 through 8. Holly will be doing slides 9 through 12, and Robbie will be doing slide 13 via a video. So, introduction. Why Target out of all the companies we could have chose? We felt as a team collectively that Target would be the perfect company that is not only well known today, but also faces the challenges with diversity and inclusion, which Chelsea will talk about. Target positions itself as a trusted realtor, delivering affordable style, everyday essentials, and community impact. Everywhere you look, there's Targets, and it just goes to show how successful Target has been and the vision that their CEO has had. The company overall wants stakeholders to believe that it balances value, inclusivity, and innovation while staying in step with the evolving external landscape. We all know how fast time changes and how trends come forth, but Target is always one of those companies that just analyzes the trends and puts their foot on the gas. But recent challenges, consumer boycotts, lawsuits, and declining traffic show how external narratives are reshaping Target's story. And now over to Jonah.
Thank you, Reed. Target started as a discount retailer in 1962 as an extension of the Dayton family company. They continued Dayton Company's practice of donating 5% of their pre-tax revenue to the communities that they served. Um, Starting in the 1990s, Target really started to push uplifting the minority groups that are a part of all the communities that they served. They were one of the first to have inclusive advertising with a child in a wheelchair. They pushed for sexual orientation protections as a part of their equal employment policies. Um, they started celebrating Black History Month. And they created a minority supplier diversity program to help find diversity or to help create more diversity in the products that they sell. In 2003, Target created their Foundation and formally committed to diversity and inclusion. This can be seen through the Compton store that was developed, designed, and constructed by Black-owned firms in 2007, and the gender identity protections that they added to their equal employment opportunity policies as well. In 2014, they, along with other retailers and major companies, supported marriage equality, and they supported the Equality Act of 2015, rewriting the Civil Rights Act of 1964, adding protections for sexual orientation, um, gender identity, and banning discrimination. Um, they also ran their first ad. It was the first of its kind ad completely in Spanish, so showing their commitment to the Hispanic communities they served. Um, they also updated their policies on inclusivity for transgender people, both team members and customers. In 2016, they were a founding donor of the National Museum of African American History and Culture, which is a part of the Smithsonian Museum in Washington, D.C. And their foundation in 2019 pushed for the advancement of racial equity. Then, with the death of George Floyd, Target pledged $10 million to advance social justice and established the Racial Equity Action and Change Committee to accelerate DEI. And now on to Chelsea.
Thank you, Jonah. All right, so what are the issues that Target is facing around diversity and inclusion? Let's see. So in 2020, George Floyd's murder was murdered, and this incident happened 10 minutes away from the Target headquarters. The CEO made a public statement saying that this had a great impact on him and the workers of Target. He said, "This could have been one of my own workers." Months after this incident, Target had pledged that they would increase the black workforce by 20%. But in 2023, Target had removed their Pride Month merchandise. And why did they do this? So in the same year, the Lightbot had a commercial campaign that included an LGBT influencer, and this had a major backlash on the company, and they actually lost 1.4 billion in revenue. Very soon after this event, Target had decided to remove their Pride Month merchandise to, quote, stay in step with the evolving external landscape. In 2025, Target made headlines by scaling back the DEI, the diversity, equity, and inclusion. And with this statement, they also announced that they would stop their initiative to increase Black workforce by 20%. Well, the results of the backlash were quite large. News of this had spread all over, and a lot of people were writing articles and reading about it, and there are a lot of people who had big opinions about it. So, one of the results was a 40-day consumer boycott, and also Target had canceled the support for a lot of LGBTQ organizations. There was also a lawsuit in place that was set in place because the investor found that it was misleading that Target had not let their investors know that they were intending on minimizing their DEI. There were also some financial setbacks. Target stocks had dropped by 12% in the first quarter of 2025, and store traffic had fell by 7.9% in the first quarter of 2025. The results of this for Target ended up in a slightly damaged reputation. The customers were advised by other people that they should vote with their wallet. And because Target had offended both ends of the political spectrum, this resulted in the loss of their revenue. And they had made so many changes with their identity that this had lost in their own personal identity as a company. And now over to Howley.
Today's complex business environment, corporate survival and growth are shaped by numerous stakeholders. For target corporations, key stakeholders, consumer, employees, and suppliers profoundly influence the company's operations and strategy direction in distinct ways. Consumers are among Target's most direct stakeholders, with their purchasing behavior and preferences differently determining the company's sales and market share. Consumer demands are diverse, encompassing concerns about product pricing and quality, as well as emphasis on shopping experiences and brand image. For instance, offering a wide variety of products, reasonable pricing, and excellent customer service can attract more shoppers. Conversely, limited product selection, excessive pricing, or poor quality may drive consumers to competitors. Consumers are not only purchasers of products and services. Their word of mouth influence also shapes the buying decisions of other potential customers, thereby impacting a company's brand reputation and long-term growth. Employees form the backbone of Target's daily operations, from store sales to supply chain management. Their work directly impacts operational efficiency and service quality. Their profession and attitude shape the in-store shopping experience, from display and checkout efficiency to customer service interactions. Target provides training and development opportunities that not only enhance employee skills but also inject fresh innovation into the organization, propelling advancements in digital transformation and service innovation. Suppliers provide Target with diverse goods and services, forming an indispensable part of the company's supply chain. Their supply capacity, product quality, pricing, and partnership stability significantly impact Target's operations. High-quality suppliers deliver goods on time, helping Target meet customer demands and enhance market competitiveness. Conversely, unreliable suppliers or supply disruptions might cause stockouts and compromise shopping experiences, or ultimately damage the company's reputation. If suppliers raise prices due to the increased costs, Target's profit margins may be squeezed, forcing the company to consider adjusting retail price or seeking new suppliers. That's all.
Thank you, Howley. Target has encountered a major breakdown in alignment from its stakeholders due to conflicting and often late communication. Over the past several years, diversity and inclusion had become central to Target's identity. The sudden retirement of diversity and inclusion policies, as well as the REACH program, was viewed as a betrayal of that identity by customers and community partners. This was following the already straining relationship with stakeholders caused by the Pride merchandise controversy in 2023. The boycotts, as well as Twin Cities Pride severing sponsorship ties earlier this year, were a clear indication of disappointment by Target stakeholders. CEO Brian Cornell admitted in May 2025 that the lack of communication surrounding the controversy has led to uncertainty. At the same time, critics of the diversity initiatives remained unsatisfied with the rollbacks on these programs, as following statements were interpreted as half in, half out, rather than a complete culture shift, furthering the disconnect on both sides. Neither supporters or critics of the diversity initiatives were reading Target's moves as authentic. In Cornell's May statement, he affirmed Target's dedication to inclusion, which many saw as contradictory to the company's actions. Internally, the narrative surrounding these rollbacks was focused on compliance with shifting legal boundaries and aligning core business objectives. But externally, it was interpreted as an abandonment of the principles Target had established for years, and to critics, it was a half measure. The lack of proactive messaging contributed to this narrative, and stakeholders felt blindsided by the news. The City of Riviera Beach Police's lawsuit against Target is a symptom of this communication misstep. Target was not able to shape the narrative, and it was ultimately costly to the company's reputation and trustworthiness. In the broader landscape, Target is far from the only company downsizing diversity and inclusion initiatives. However, Target is unique in its consistent outward alignment with progressive values, a trait that many stakeholders deemed critical to its identity. Consistency in messaging may have softened the blow, but misalignment with stakeholder values has left the company financially and reputationally vulnerable. And now, on to you, Reed.
Thank you so much, Robbie. So a quick outro as to why Target is the perfect company for our team. So Target's narrative, as we heard from Chelsea, Howie, Jonah, and Robbie, it emphasizes affordable style and social responsibility, but also competing external voices test the credibility of Target. its identity that's so hard pushed in 2023 to flipping to the opposite in 2025 lost voters from both sides, which completely affect Target's identity for not only just a certain target of demographic, but all demographics as a whole. Understanding how consumers, employees, and suppliers, as Howie mentioned, shape this story is so essential to seeing where Target goes next. In shorter terms, Target's future depends on aligning its internal story with the external realities it's going to face on a day-to-day basis. These are the sources that we used for our information, and we thank you so much for watching.